Stephen and Robin are talking. Robin does not look happy to see him. I don't listen to you. I pretend to understand, but I'm really just saying what I think you want to hear. So from now on, I'm going to try my best to listen more, because I do love you, and I am interested in learning about every detail about the complicated splendor that is you. Robin looks at him, somewhat shocked.
Oh.
I want us to get back together, but I can see why taking this time might be good for us. So I'm not mad. After a long beat, Robin smiles.
Sometimes time apart is healthy.
You're right. Well, that's what I came here to say. Look, I've got to get back to the office. He starts getting up.
So, what are you doing tomorrow?
Just gonna cook myself some dinner, watch a movie. Sleepless in Seattle's on cable.
Really?
If you're around, you should drop by and check out the new apartment.
Okay, maybe I will.
He exits the room. As he does, we see a television broadcasting the Sweet case.
On MTV, Sam Sweet sits behind a defendant's table. Tabitha Soren is giving a news update. Tabitha Soren. Today is a Sam Sweet case. The prosecution played the 911 call that Sam Sweet made the night he murdered his brother. Keep in mind, he confessed 1 month later. The courtroom listens to the 911 call. The transcription is seen on the screen. Sam Sweet V on tape, crying and babbling.
Hello, please no. My twin brother has been shot.
Slow down, sir. What happened?
Oh my God, they shot him with the gun 4 times. I mean, I think it was a shotgun. Who would do such a thing? I think it was an Asian gang or something. They were speaking some other language. It sounded Asian.
Sam leans over and whispers something in his lawyer's ear. Who indeed? Coming up next, a rare interview with Michael Jackson's Zookeeper. Interior of the high school
See,
gym.
well, that's weird. They really cut down the joke there because in the movie that's so much funnier. Like,
yeah, he definitely goes more on. With
yeah,
he
he's
gets
like,
more racist.
Yeah,
in
they
it.
sounded Asian and they looked kind of Asian. No, I tried to add. No, the original script, the Asian joke's really not there. I think he realized it wasn't emphasized in the original script. Interior high school gym day. Steven is playing a pickup full court basketball game with some of his friends. It is competitive but friendly game. Steven is on skins. Rick is on shirts. Steven. Here! A player passes to Steven. Rick is covering him. Steven drives to the basket and puts in a layup.
Oh shit, my fault.
Hey, not your fault. I'm in the zone. There's no stopping me today.
Plays begin again. A player named Jeff takes the ball out, then passes it to a heavyset player who catches the ball, then drives to the basket. When he does, he twists his ankle, dropping the ball. The ball rolls out of bounds into the dark corner of the gym. We follow it as it rolls on the ground until it hits a man's sneaker. A pair of hands pick up the ball. The camera tilts up to the man's body. It is the cable guy.
It is the cable guy.
He is holding another ball. He starts dribbling the 2 balls in a circular pattern, like a boss. Hey, you guys play here too? Cool. I was just in the neighborhood, thought I'd run the court for a couple of innings.
Rick gestures to injured player.
Great. We need another man.
This is Chip Douglas, my cable guy.
Rick smiles in recognition. We met about a week ago during a routine installation, but I feel like I've known him my whole life. Steven can't believe this is happening. Oh, really? That's sweet. All right, Chip Douglas, you're on shirts. Let's play. No, I want to be on Steven's team. I'm skins.
The cable guy quickly takes off his shirt. Steven, wait, that did not happen in the movie.
No, I know.
Steven looks shocked because underneath his clothes he is rippled with muscles. The dichotomy between his nerdy face and his awesome physique is good. Yeah, I think that's why, because Jim Carrey is not ripped with muscles. So they said Jim Carrey just run back and forth. I don't want to pull a hammy. I'll be this Jeff guy. I don't care. I'll be shirts. Let's just play.
Wait a sec. I gotta warm up. The cable car starts running wind sprints across the court, touching all the main lines. Everyone stares at him until he finishes. Let's get it on!
Are you any good, man?
Feed me under the boards and you'll find out.
Play begins. The shirt's inbound to Jeff. The cable guy's all over him, covering him as tightly as humanly possible. He keeps his hair near Jeff's face, whacks him in the back as he dribbles, etc. He couldn't be more annoying. Jeff passes to Rick, who drives to the basket and puts up a shot, which goes in. Rick and Jeff slap hands. Cable guy doing the traveling hand signal.
Traveling! That's traveling! Yeah, whatever you say, Chip. Everyone runs down the court, ignoring him. Alright, so we're playing that type of game. Prison rules, I get it.
Steven takes the ball out. The cable guy runs around the court, attempting to get open. He crisscrosses all over the court.
Feed me the rock! Feed me the rock! I'm open!
Steven passes to the cable guy, who drives to the basket, pushing Jeff out of the way. In the process, the ball goes in.
Cable guy does the foul hand signal. And one, that's definitely a foul to Jeff. You want to mug me? My ball is in my other pants.
What are you doing?
It's like, don't play from fear, Steven. We can take these guys. Music up in slow motion, Steven's POV.
The shirt's put up a shot, which doesn't go in. The cable guy swings his elbows wildly as he pulls it down. The cable guy drives to the basket in slow motion, violently taking down 2 men, including Rick. Ah, man, hey! Rick drives to the basket. On his way, he fakes out Steven, who falls to the floor. Ugh! Rick scores. The cable guy helps Steven up. As the cable guy rocks across the court, he bangs shoulders with Rick. The cable guy passes the ball to Steven, then sets a nasty pick against Rick, who goes down hard.
Take it to the hole!
Steven is so unnerved by the cable guy's behavior that he misses a simple layup. Steven grabs his own rebound when he puts up a second shot. Rick gently fouls him. Steven stumbles to the ground. The ball does not go in.
Hey, are you okay? He pulls Steven up.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Let's switch. I'll cover Rick. The cable guy gets in Rick's face and gives him a death stare. Steven takes out the ball. He passes to a teammate who passes it to the cable guy, who drives to the basket. Then literally steps on Rick's back into the air and dunks the ball.
Rick, enraged.
What the hell was that? That's it. I've had enough. Everyone begins to exit the court.
Thanks for bringing your friend. The cable guy runs up to Rick.
Hey, good game. Slaps Rick on the butt. You were tough out there. You brought me up to a higher level. I mean that.
Yeah, the dialogue's so different in the script.
Dismissive. Rick dismissive. Yeah. All right. He shakes his head and exits the rest of the players.
What are you doing?
It was payback time. I was protecting you.
You ruined the game.
I don't appreciate your tone, Steven. That's not the way friends speak to each other.
What are you talking about? I don't even know you.
Well, let's fix that. Let me buy you a Heineken.
No, I'm going home. Steven turns to leave.
Well, I guess we'll talk later. I've got to go shower up and do some stuff. I'll call you if I get a chance, or you call me or something. The cable guy puts his hands up for Steven to high five. That Steven slaps it half-heartedly. Then the cable guy extends his palm out low to his knee. And down low, Steven stares at it for a beat. The cable guy waits. He'll wait as long as it takes. Finally, Steven gives him a low five just so he
It's
can
not
leave.
in the movie
See, I
either.
thought that'd be great in the movie.
No, why does that cut?
Cable guy pulls his hand away so Steven misses it.
it.
Too slow. Have a good one.
Yeah,
Holy shit.
have a good one. No, that's amazing. Why was that cut?
That's hilarious.
No, that's way funnier.
Oh my God.
That's a great scene. Steven's apartment. Steven runs in with a small bag of groceries. He is dressed for a date. He pulls out a bottle of wine. He opens the oven and checks on dinner. It's almost ready. Then he checks his message machine and prepares the meal. He begins chopping an onion. Message voice. You have 11 messages. Steven's mother. Steven, it's Mom. Give me a call. I'm still your mother. Steven's father. I'm getting on. Steven, call your mother.
Cable guy on the machine. Hey, Steven, just checking in. Give me a ring. I'm at 555-4329. Beep. What's up, Steven? I'm at a payphone. If you're there, pick up. Pick up. Pick up. Okay, I'll be home later. I'll talk to you then. Steven stops chopping. Cable guy on the machine. Beep. Okay, I'm home now. Give me a buzz when you get in. I'll be here pretty much all night. Bye. Beep. Hey, Steven, quick question. Give me a call when you get a chance. Beep. Beep. I was just taking a whiz. Thought you might have called. Okay, later. Beep. So, sorry I had a call waiting. Didn't get to it. Thought it might have been you. All right, bye.
Steven is beginning to get a little wigged out by this. He fast forwards through a sampling of the rest of the calls. I really love that, like, hey, I just taken a whiz. Thought I might have called. Okay, later. Fast forwards.
We're having ourselves quite a little game of phone tag here. You're it. Fast forwards. I was just blow drying my hair and I thought I heard the phone ringing. You're a tough man to reach. I guess you're too busy to call your friends.
Steven fast forwards the machine. All he hears is sighing. Then, cable guy on the machine. Long beat.
Shit. Or sit.
The doorbell rings. Steven takes a deep breath and opens the door. It is Robin. She is dressed casually, but looks beautiful. Hey, good to see you. There's an awkward moment where Steven intentionally doesn't kiss her hello. Come on in. Hey, what do you think of the place? She looks at the odd placement of furniture.
You made some interesting choices laying out the room.
That's actually where the movers put the furniture. I'm going to change it very soon.
No, I like it.
The food is all eaten. Steven and Robin are sitting on the couch having an awkward conversation.
So how's work?
Work's good.
How's Hal?
How's Hal? Don't get me started. That guy has no vision. It's like working for Mr. Magoo. He's just worthless.
It's just great that you're getting to do what, it's a real step up.
I know. Now, if only it's someone in corporate smartened up enough to dump Hal, then I could really get some stuff done.
It's nice to see you're doing so well.
Well, it's nice to just see you. Looks at his watch. Hey, it should be starting.
They sit on the couch. Robin moves to sit in closer to Steven. Steven turns on the television. The screen is filled with white noise. The sound is loud static. He changes channels looking for the signal. He then fumbles the remote control as he attempts to lower the volume.
Damn cable is out, son of a bitch!
It's alright. We can watch it another night.
No. We really should see it now. Now's a good time. He plays with the remote, hoping it'll magically come back. It doesn't. Wait. I know what to do. He walks over to the phone and pulls the cable guy's beeper number out of his wallet. He dials it, then presses the number in. The cable guy's a friend of mine. I'll just page him. We'll have this fixed in no time. Steven dials the cable guy's beeper number in the phone. The moment he is finishing dialing. Steven walks to the door and opens it. Standing there is the cable guy, looking dark and disturbed. Different than we've ever seen him before. Steven is startled. That was fast.
Is there a problem with your service?
Yeah, my cable went out. Steven pushes him out into the hall.
Really? The cable guy holds up a cut cable cord. So you called me. Interesting you call when you need something. Is that how you treat people?
I've been really busy. We gotta get my cable going, man. Robin's here. This is really important. He peeks in to get a look at Robin. They make momentary eye contact. Steven pushes him back out.
But calling me back isn't?
I'm sorry, please. You've got to help me.
Why should I help you? Let me do it again. Why should I help you? I give you free cable. What have you ever done for me?
Anything you want, name it, quickly.
Tomorrow night we hang out.
Fine, whatever you want, dude.
God bless you. You're too good to me.
The cable guy walks over to the fuse type box, turns one knob, then walks back to Steven. Cable guy, loud normally.
All set!
So what's with the cut cord?
That's for a fact. See you tomorrow, Steven. She's pretty. And don't kiss her. Don't even touch her. Fight the urge at all costs. You'll pay off later with. And he makes a motion which implies sex. Enjoy the flick. The cable guy walks away. Steven walks back inside.
Robin. Who is that? Nobody. Steven sits down next to Robin. Robin moves next to him. Steven looks very happy. A scene from the film, Sleepless in Seattle. The camera pulls out to reveal the cable guy watching the film in the back of his van alone. We cannot see much of the inside of the van because the only light is that of the television, but we can tell that he lives there. The cable guy and Steven walk across a parking lot. Steven has his eyes closed.
Sorry about yesterday. I was kind of in a weird mood. How'd things go with you? Keep them closed.
Pretty well. We'll see. Look, about the other night, I didn't appreciate you.
Don't peek. I want this to be a surprise.
I really don't need to be surprised. Where are we going?
Only the best restaurant in town. They walk around the corner. Okay, here we go. Open sesame.
Steven opens his eyes. The camera moves behind them and reveals medieval times?
Alright. I know what you're thinking. Don't worry. I'm buying.
Interior, medieval times. Later. The cable guy and Steven are walking to their table. All the seating overlooks a large circular arena, the kind a rodeo is held in. The entire restaurant arena is designed in medieval-themed decor. All of the staff are dressed as knights, sorcerers, royalty, etc. Steven. Funny, I never thought I would ever come here.
I love this place. I come here twice a week. A Hispanic woman with a large butt walks by. The cable guy is transfixed. Oh man, that's my look. I love them big butts. Oh, that hurts. He grabs his crotch and squeezes. as if it's the only way he can control himself. There ought to be a law. Man, she is hot. It's just not fair.
Steven gestures to him, squeezing his crotch. Please don't.
You know what I mean right now? Poontang. And I'm not talking about the place in Vietnam.
That is not in the movie.
No.
That's crazy.
Steven?
Good to know. They sit down. The waitress walks over. She is dressed in period clothes, but she is not enthusiastic about her job.
Welcome to medieval times. My name is Melinda. I'll be your serving wench. May I get you something from the barkeep?
Dost thou have a mug of ale from me and me mate? He hath been pitched in battle for the fortnight, and hath a king's thirst for the beer dost thou might have for dust.
I'll be right back, my lord.
The cable guy puts something together.
There you go.
He hands Stephen a paper crown. They both put theirs on. Hey, thanks for the help. The cable guy sees something. His eyes widen.
Stephen, don't turn around. But there is a woman eyeing you like you are a piece of meat she hasn't eaten in a week.
Stephen acts like he isn't interested, but he is. Really? What
Well,
does she look like?
She's a hottie. I wish she was sticking me out, man. She is on fire. Total robo, babe.
Are you serious?
Don't look.
I've got to look.
Okay, but play it cool. Just turn like you're looking for the waitress. Stephen puts up his hands and turns as if he's going to call for the waitress. He sees the woman. She is in her 60s and probably wasn't attractive at any stage in her life. Stephen turns back to the cable guy annoyed. I'm just messing with your mind. But you fell for it, man. You are one horny Indian chief.
Okay, is that in the movie?
Nope.
The script is killer. The script is aces.
I think he's like, I think the old lady part's in it. I don't remember.
No, I don't remember the
Or I'm just
horny
visualizing
Indian
it.
chief.
I don't know that part.
You are one horny Indian thief. You got me.
So, what do you want to rap about? The trumpets go off, the lights go down, and the show begins. Hold that thought. Show's on.
The cable guy turns and looks at the stage that stands at one end above the arena. On the stage, a man who looks like Alan Rickman in Robin Hood speaks to the crowd. Welcome to a magnificent journey into the past. This is medieval times. The entire crowd filled completely with white trash tourists. Applaud! Yay! Are you prepared for a night of feasting and sports like the likes of which you'll never forget? The audience applauds. I charge you to stand up on your feet and to cheer for your section's knight. On the stands, each section of the crowd is painted a color that corresponds with a knight. The cable guy stands up and cheers like he is at a wrestling match. Stephen remains seated.
Let the games begin! The red knight rules! Blue Knight, you're going down. Going down.
An embarrassed Stephen applauds politely. The cable guy sits down.
Interior medieval times is later on. On the floor in the center of the room, two knights are fighting with swords while on horseback. On Stephen and the cable guy.
They're eating whole chickens with their bare hands while watching the show. Stephen to the waitress. Can I get a knife and a fork?
There were no utensils in medieval times, so there's no utensils at medieval times. Do you want a refill on that Pepsi?
There were no utensils, but there was Pepsi?
Look, I have a lot of tables to get to.
The waitress exits. Cable guy stands up, yells to the competitors.
Spill his blood! Take his key! Show no mercy!
The two knights fight with swords. After a few moments of battle, the red knight wins. The crowd erupts. The cable guy goes crazy.
Come on, get into it! We
Ah!
won! Reluctantly, Stephen stands up and applauds.
Half-heartedly. Way to go, Red Knight. Good job of killing. Good work. Stephen and the cable guy sit down.
So what were you saying before?
How do I put this? I've really enjoyed hanging out with you, but...
That's why I became a cable guy, to make friends like you. Every time I walk up to a new door, that door is a possibility for friendship. And I walked in your apartment. I knew there was something there. I just knew it.
Oh, Lord. I want you to know that I think you're a very nice person. The light changed. The lights change. Trumpets play a fanfare. The host walks onto the stage, interrupting Stephen. We have reached the climax of our competition, good people. Now 2 noble men from our audience will battle to the death to resolve a grievance. Will a master, looks at clipboard, Stephen Imbertowski and Lord Ernie Douglas, make your way to the fighting pit. A spotlight shines on them. Stephen is shocked. What's going on?
We're going to do battle. It'll be fun.
Is this a normal part of the show?
No, but I give all the knights free cable. They said it'd be cool if we just went at it for a little while. 2 pimply-faced serfs from the show come and lead the way.
Is this safe?
That's what the armor's for.
Stephen and the cable guy being dressed in armor by 2 serfs. The cable guy cannot be happier. Stephen is freaked out. What are we supposed to do? We've got to be careful we don't hurt each other. The cable guy doesn't answer him. He has his game face on.
I cannot listen to any of your instructions, for you are my sworn enemy, and are about to meet your demise. Before Stephen can answer him, the trumpets blare.
Boo-boo-boo-boo! Let the battle begin! Come now, people! Let me hear your voices! The crowd cheers. Music plays. The serfs hand them a sword and shield, then walk them to the center of the pit. The cable guy crouches in a warlike position. He begins to circle Stephen like a cat. Stephen mirrors him, not sure what to do. Just take it easy. The cable guy runs at Stephen and swings his sword in fear. Stephen puts his shield over his head to protect him. The sword smashes into, sending sparks into the air. Psh! The cable guy darts towards Stephen and pokes him several times with the sword. Ah! Each time, Stephen blocks it with either a sword or a shield. What are you doing?
I'm trying to kill you.
The cable guy grabs a mace, a stick with a chain and a ball attached to it, of a weapon-filled wall and runs at Stephen, swinging with abandon. Stephen blocks the deadly mace with his shield. Hey, watch it! The cable guy leaps onto Stephen. Then he speaks into his ears. He pushes him down into the ground.
This is just like when Spock had to fight Kirk on Star Trek. Best friends forced to do battle.
Stephen gets angry and pushes the cable guy off him. He swings at the cable guy with his sword, just missing him. The cable guy rolls on the ground and pops back up in the air.
That's the spirit. Let's give him a show.
Stephen charges at the cable guy, swinging wildly. It is a real battle now. He bangs away at the cable guy's mace until he knocks it out of his hands. The cable guy runs backward, then falls on the ground. By the look in his eyes, we can tell the cable guy's feelings are hurt.
So that's how it's gonna be, huh? Alright, if you wanna play rough, Daddy can play rough.
The cable guy charges at Stephen with the shield. He uppercuts the shield to Stephen's face, sending him to the ground. The cable guy runs to the wall and grabs a huge battle axe, a 4-foot-long stick with a fancy silver blade on the end of it. He swings it in circles like a Japanese master. Stephen grabs a similar weapon, and they begin to circle each other. Chip! This isn't funny! Will you stop it?
The name is Spock. If we don't battle to the death, we'll kill us both. Goodbye, Jim.
He swings a sword, and then the battle Star Trek style. The cable guy begins to swing the Star Trek battle music as they fight. This isn't Star Trek! Jesus! Music up, Star Trek battle music. They bang the handles of their battle axes together, jockeying for position. The cable guy pushes Stephen away from him, then takes a huge swing, but Stephen leaps in the air over the blade. The cable guy swings over his head, and Stephen blocks it with an axe handle. They continue to swing and roll in vicious battle. Man, this is a crazy battle in the script. Yo. Then the cable guy takes a swing, which Stephen is unable to block. The battle axe cuts through part of Stephen's protection. Jesus!
The cable guy runs to a horse's entrance. There's a long pause, and then we hear the sound of pounding horse hooves. A moment later, the cable guy runs out on a horse holding a jousting stick. The show's host runs up to Stephen.
Quickly! Muster up to your steed. Stephen doesn't move. The host drops character. Get on the goddamn horse, man. I don't think he's kidding.
Left with no choice, Stephen jumps on the horse and grabs a joust. The host smacks Stephen's horse, sending it straight toward the charging cable guy.
Battle on! Don't do this!
Jim, we have no choice!
Oh my god! They run towards each other. A horrible game of chicken. Neither gives in. When they reach another, Stephen knocks the cable guy off his horse with a jousting stick. The cable guy flies through the air, lands on his back. Stephen rides to him, jumps off his horse, throws off his helmet. Are you okay? The cable guy sits up and smiles at him.
Well done, sir. You are the victor. But we shall meet again. The two serfs put Stephen on a chair connected to two poles. They carry him to the center of the arena in victory. The crowd cheers wildly. Stephen feels the adrenaline rush. He holds up his arms in triumph and smiles. Dissolved to later. Interior, Stephen's apartment building at night. They are walking up the stairs. You've got a real warrior's instinct.
I've got to admit, there's a real feeling of power holding that jousting stick.
Hey, if Robin saw you tonight, she would be begging you to take her back. I'm telling you, these nights get late all the time.
We should go again next week.
Easy there, Lancelot.
Stephen opens the door to his apartment.